Hey y'all, it's Vintage Vinny, and welcome to another What's Sold video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at everything I was able to sell in November 2021. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first item we're going to be taking a look at is this Bleak Lighthouse bell ornament. I'm not exactly sure of the age. It does have a barcode on it, or did have a barcode on it. I no longer have it. So it's not older. However, if you can get these on the cheap, you can make some money on them. I think I invested way less than $1 for this, and I sold it for $14.99 with the buyer paying shipping. So this cute little Prixie here is something that I picked up at an antique store. I actually sold it for a best offer of $34. I bought 3 of them, 2 of them being Joseph Originals and 1 being a hobbyist piece for $36. I sold the other one for I think $27, so I did pretty darn well there. So again, keep an eye out for these little pixies. You never know when you might find them. But that was something I did have to pay up for, quote unquote. And I did look them up, of course, before I purchased them just to make sure that the money I was investing into them was worth it. And they definitely were. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you see these guys, these are part of the Land of Make-Believe line. Didn't even know that until I looked it up. So this is an item I've had for quite a while, maybe just a little over a year. It's from the 1990s, probably around the time I was born. It's a Disney Mickey, or Baby Mickey hug light. So probably 90s. And I've had this, like I said, for quite a while. I think I paid like maybe $3, $4 for it at a thrift store. And I sold it for a full asking price of $19.99. Another item that I've been sitting on for quite a while, like maybe mid to late, like as everything was starting to open up again. I think it was my first trip up to Adamstown that I took, so that I found this at one of the Goodwills up there. So I paid about $4.99 for that, brand new, never been used. Some Mary Kay stuff does well, and some of it is just, you know, something that anybody can go and get for whatever price they want to pay for it, or it's just out there. And anyway, I paid $4.99 and I sold it for $19.99. So these pieces, it's strange the time of year that it's sold. These were Bicentennial wall discs. As you can see, it says Bicentennial right on it. And they do sell. Sometimes they take a while. This one definitely took a while for me. I probably paid no more than like $2 or $3 for it, and I sold it for, I think, a best offer of $24. It's probably one of the only Bicentennial pieces that I've seen that actually has a little bit of value to it. Like most of like the glass bells and the drinkware and the amber stuff, just eBay wise, it doesn't sell. If you can find it like really cheap, like the, you know, the bell banks and the things like that, you might be able to get a little bit of money for them at a live sale, but eBay wise, that kind of stuff just doesn't move. This was a fun little find here. I paid $10 for this at a thrift store. It's a Coca-Cola Tiffany style, like likewise or like lamp. The shade is plastic. It's not glass. Paid about $10 for that, and I took a best offer of $30.45. Kind of a weird number there, but hey, I'll take it. I got this at like one of those small mom and pop thrift shops that's, you know, it has some stuff in it, but sometimes it's really hit or miss with it. And I think I paid $3.75, $4.75 for it. It's Amway Seal Dior. It's from Paris in 1992. And I think I took, what did I take, like $20, $25 is what I sold that for. I love buying fragrances, even if they're not like really on the high end. If I can get them relatively cheap and I can make $20, $30, $40 on them, I'm happy with that. Now, I cannot even begin to tell you how long I've had these. Then again, I did have them priced kind of high, and then I just dropped the price over time. They've sat for probably a good 2 years, and they finally sold. I think I invested $1.50 into both of them. So to get 25, I'm very, very happy about that. Do you all ever go through your eBay inventory and just decide, okay, I really don't want to have this anymore. I don't want to sit on it anymore. I just want to get rid of it. Most of the things that I acquire for resale, whether it be my live sales, eBay, or Amazon, if I take a chance on something and it doesn't sell, usually something that I bought with it has already sold and paid for whatever it is that I've gotten and paid for everything that I bought, so it's not a total loss for me. However, I go through phases where I do empty out my eBay inventory, and some things I'm more willing to wait until they sell because you just have that gut feeling that there's somebody out there that's going to want them or want something that you have. You just have to wait for the right buyer. But I do go through phases where I take stuff off of eBay, I try it at a live sale. If it doesn't sell there, I'll end up donating it. And, my dad has taught me from day one about this business here. You buy it cheap and you sell it high. So that way, if you don't end up selling it, you're not out a bunch of money. Now, this was a really fun find, although her eyes are a little scary. Like, I wouldn't want this staring at me when I'm sleeping. It's a Jerry Elsner brand wide-eyed doll knee hugger. Never seen it before. I tried looking it up when I was at the antique mall that I found it at, and I just could not find it anywhere. So I went ahead and picked it up. It was only $2, and I've had it up on eBay for quite a while. I think it had it up for $50 at one point, and then I dropped it down to $39.99, and then somebody offered me $30, and I gladly accepted because I only paid $2. So that was a really good return on investment there. Again, another item I've had since probably... I bought this like right when one of the new peddler malls in town opened up. And it's an RS Prussia dresser tray. I think I invested about $2 into it. It's got a really nice, elegant, shabby chic design to it. Here is the RS Prussia mark on it. And I had it up for, I think, $29.99, and then I dropped it down to $24.99, and then I decided just to make it a flat price of $19.99 with no offers, and finally somebody jumped on it. So I'm happy. I basically made, I made 90% more than what I paid for it. Or I had a 90% return on investment. Not too bad. So this is something that I bought recently. When I say recently, I mean like within the last 3 months. Quote unquote bought this at when we were in one of the shops in Philly when I met Tammy, Dee, Dave, and Scott. And we were all buying a bunch of them. And this one I sold for a best offer of $15. If you can get these pieces relatively inexpensively, you can make some money on them. People are constantly looking to complete collections of Hoosier jars and such. In fact, we actually have my grandmother's Hoosier cabinet that she bought back in the 70s. I told my dad, I don't think I want you to sell that because it's really neat. It's industrial looking. It's very old school. I wish I had pictures of it to show you all. So this is another piece. I think I bought these at a thrift store. I bought a bunch of them. Some of them have taken quite a while to sell, but sometimes with cosmetics, it's just about finding the right person who needs it. So I think I invested I think I paid like 50 cents or something for these. At one of the thrift stores I went to, I guess somebody must have been a Mary Kay seller, and then they just stopped, and they had to get rid of all their inventory, so they donated it, and I will say I made some pretty good money on some of it. Because it was older stuff, like sometimes formulas change, and people like the original formula, so they'll pay up for it. But some of this Mary Kay Timewise stuff can be worth pretty good money. I probably invested no more than 50 cents or 75 cents for these, so I didn't mind sitting on them for that little. And I've sold quite a few of them. at $12.99. So that's not too bad considering I probably paid no more than 75 cents for them. Now these were really interesting. I actually bought these at an antique mall. And you know how some antique malls aren't really strict about like what somebody can sell? As much as I really like to see older things at the antique malls, I really shouldn't be too picky about it because I've gotten some of my best finds at antique malls and made good money on them. And these are the perfect example. These are Pottery Barn place card napkin rings, named napkin rings, and they're new in the box. I got 3, so I got these 2 and then I got another set. And I paid $4 for the 3 of them, so I'm in at a $266 for both of these, and I sold them both together for $28. So never overlook the newer goods at the antique malls because sometimes, people price the newer stuff lower than they do the vintage stuff. And I mean, that's anywhere you go. So I thoroughly enjoy finding newer, more modern items when I'm at the antique stores. Heck, I even do it when I go to the indoor flea markets. I love finding both because both can equally generate just as good a money. And the last item that I would like to share with you all is something that I bought at one of my local peddler malls that is unfortunately closing. Today I was off, the day I'm filming this, Tuesday. And amid all the other things that I wanted to do, I went ahead and stopped there and gave them whatever business I could because today was their last day of being open to the public. So after today, vendors have to clean out, and then they will actually be moving most of them over to one of the newer peddler malls, and I'm glad that the owners are taking them in because, first of all, that's going to bring a lot more people to them because there's a lot of people that are going over there, and I'm happy that they're not going to be just going out or having to go somewhere else. So anyway, I picked this up. It was a mall that I really had the most difficult time getting a cell phone reception in, so I couldn't look anything up. It was one of those places where I had to buy on instinct. So I did pay up for these at $13, but I did take a best offer of $27. So I mean, I made $14. That's not terrible. But I am happy that most of these people are moving over to the other mall where I can look things up because I don't have to take as many chances now. Or risks, that is. So that was all my sales. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and always let me know down below what are some of your great sales that you've been having lately. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure and click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure and check me out on Instagram, the link to it is down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!